Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. And in today's video, I'll be talking about Mars in the ninth house. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. So before we start, just a few quick disclaimers. You first want to understand what sign is Mars positioned in. Is Mars exalted in the sign of Capricorn, debilitated in Cancer, or in its own sign of Aries or Scorpio, or in a sign that it enjoys being in? This is very important to understand the functioning of Mars within your natal chart. Along with this, you want to understand, are there any planets conjunct with Mars or giving an aspect to Mars? This is very important to understand as well. Along with this, you want to take into consideration that Mars will mature at the age of 28. So this is a very pivotal moment within your life in accordance to the position of Mars in your natal chart. Along with this, when Mars returns back to the original location in your chart during a Mars return, this will be another significant moment in your life. But probably the most significant moment in life is during a Mars Mahadasha. So if you have not seen my video on the Mars Mahadasha Bhuktis, I will leave a link for that above and down below in the description. Also, you can see this horoscope either from your ascendant or moon sign, or even if you don't have your moon sign available, then you can also see this from your sun sign. So what does Mars represent? Mars is considered to be the army general in astrology. Mars is the signifactor of our courage, our willpower, our ability to progress forward in life, to take action. It is our ability to go up against challenges and obstacles. It is our ability to take risk in life. Mars is all about action. It does not want to take the time to think. It just wants to go into action. Mars is signifying the energy that we have and how we are focusing that energy into our actions. Mars also is a signifactor for anger, so it's very important that we understand how to control Mars within our chart. Along with this, Mars is connected with any kind of skills along the lines of mathematics, computer skills, and sporting activities. Mars also is the signifactor of blood, of sharp objects, of surgery, of investigation. Mars is all about our ability to take action and to use tools. It is a builder. Mars also is the signifactor of brothers. Siblings are male siblings in particular. So what does the ninth house represent? The ninth house is the house of our higher learning. It is all about our higher education, but even beyond that, it is our spirituality, our religion, or our belief system that we are practicing on our own. It is all about seeking out higher wisdom in life. The ninth house also represents any kind of gurus, guides, mentors, father figures, those who are giving us guidance and nourishment, direction in life. Along with this, the ninth house is signifying long distance journeys, our foreign travels, and also our pilgrimages. So it is all about our travel for our educational purposes or for spiritual and religious purposes. The ninth house is also the house of our past deeds. So it's a very karmic house that is all about doing the right deeds in life, about following your philosophy in life. So what happens when Mars enters into the ninth house of the chart? This is a very passionate position. You're someone who's very energetic. You want to explore in life. You want to have new and exciting experiences. Mars in the ninth house definitely gives a huge interest in foreign travel. So you can find yourself going on a lot of traveling and journeys within your life. Mars also, though, is aspecting the third house from the ninth house position. So this can also include short distance travel. You can find yourself always on the go, very active. You don't like to sit still. You don't like things that are boring. You can easily get bored with Mars in the ninth house. So definitely this is a position where you are seeking to have different experiences in life. Mars's aspect onto the 12th house can also signify foreign lands and getting interested in foreign cultures, wanting to explore different parts of the world. Along with this, though, Mars's aspect onto the 12th house gives you a very active imagination. You have a lot of insight and inspiration coming through your subconscious mind. So this is definitely a very creative position where you can use this, especially in writing, as this ninth house is the house of publication. So this is an excellent position for anyone who is getting into writing, anyone who wants to express themselves creatively. This can be seen through Mars in the 9th house. Along with this, though, Mars is aspect onto the 12th house can also give a lot of restlessness. As I've said before, this is a position where it can be very difficult to sit still, where you're constantly on the move, you have a lot of energy. So also, along with this giving you a vivid imagination and dream life, sometimes it can disrupt your sleep patterns. You can have insomnia with Mars here in this 9th house. Mars's aspect onto the 3rd house makes you extremely courageous. Once again, you're very ambitious and you want to try out new things in life. So you're not afraid of taking risks. This is a position where you want to explore, where you want to experiment. This can make you very active also as far as work and career. You can take on multiple jobs, you can have multiple skill sets, you can find yourself wanting to learn in a multitude of ways. However, sometimes your education can be broken because Mars in this 9th house, again, is making you someone who is very restless. You have difficulty sometimes with sticking it out in certain areas. You want new and exciting things to happen. So sometimes this can make you impulsive, especially in your higher education, where you could just drop a course or you could lose track in this area. So it's very important to be cautious if you are getting into higher education. This definitely is going to be a very restless energy. Mars's aspect onto the 9th house also sometimes can give conflicts or separation from siblings. So siblings could have a different belief system, a different viewpoint from you, or there could be actual physical separation where you are not able to connect with your siblings, particularly in the earlier part of life. And this especially can create some conflicts if you have younger male siblings or male cousins. This can create obstacles because Mars is a masculine planet. As Mars aspects onto the 4th house of your chart, you can also see some conflicts within the home environment sometimes. There can be a lot of arguments and disagreements within the home space. Sometimes you can have conflicts with your mother or with other family members within the home, mainly because you have a very strong belief system. Mars in this 9th house makes you very philosophical. So sometimes your belief or your set of principles does not always go in agreement with other people within your family. Mars's aspect onto the 4th house, though, can give you some success in real estate, property dealing, anything where you are dealing with land and home ownership. This is especially true if Mars is positioned well within your natal chart. Mars here, though, really makes you someone who's very restless. You don't like to stay in your home. And for some of you, this can be a position where you want to move away from home, where you want to get away from home at the earliest and have different experiences. So definitely this makes you a traveler with Mars in the 9th house. Sometimes Mars in the 9th house can also make you fiercely independent in your journey to developing your higher wisdom and philosophy. So you can be someone who's opposed to teachers, gurus, mentors, those who are trying to give you guidance. You want to find your own path. You want to live by your own principles with Mars in this 9th house. So this definitely can get you into opposition with those who are trying to give you guidance and direction. You ultimately have to find your own philosophy in life. You have to find your own value system with Mars placed here in this 9th house. This is definitely an excellent position for a debater as well. You can be very argumentative. Again, you have a strong stance on your values and principles, and you will not back down. You will stand your ground in this area. So sometimes this can give you skills in areas that involve debating, arguments, standing up for certain rights can be seen with Mars in the 9th house. Mars's aspect onto the 12th house of your chart can also give you an interest in spirituality and mysticism, in occult knowledge, astrology. This gives you a penetrating insight. You want to go below the surface. Again, this becomes a very philosophical position where you want to gain philosophical understanding. You want to gain deeper wisdom and knowledge in life. So this is definitely an excellent position for anyone who wants to get into any kind of psychic work, astrology, mysticism. All of this can be seen with Mars here in this 9th house. Sometimes this also can create some obstacles as far as dealing with expenditure. Mars's aspect onto the 12th house can give you a lot of expenses in life, particularly if Mars is not placed well. However, if Mars is placed well, then you manage your resources very well. You're able to deal with expenses as well. But again, if Mars is not positioned well in this ninth house, then those expenses can build and you can run into debt. Sometimes you can also find some separation dealing with parents. Again, this ninth house is related to the father in some way, and the fourth house is connected with the mother. So sometimes the father can be very busy, the father can be very active, traveling, working, having to go away. So sometimes there is a lot of separation with the father figure. In some cases, this can indicate the loss of a father, or it can indicate that you just are running into a lot of conflicts and disagreements with your father. And the same can be said about the mother as Mars gives its aspect onto the fourth house. So sometimes the mother is very busy, is very much invested in work life, or again, this can create a lot of arguments, conflicts, disagreements with the mother. Mars sometimes can also give some difficulties around establishing your own property or your own home environment. Sometimes there can be delays in this area where you don't receive that home that you're looking for until later in life. But ultimately, Mars here is about establishing your own position in life, your own belief system, your own path. This is about creating your own destiny with Mars here in the ninth house. So definitely this is something that will come to you with this position. Mars in the ninth can also make you an excellent counselor, teacher. You can do very well in careers that involve consultancy. So this is excellent for all of those positions. Mars here definitely is a position where you want to be very cautious about your position and career, because Mars here can create a lot of instability. So definitely this is a position where you want to find the right place, the right position that is suited for you.